We chase the spectacular. We obsess over the viral moment, the sudden breakthrough, the flash of genius that seems to happen overnight. We look for the one single act that will change everything, the one book that will change your life, the one course that will give you all the answers, the one guru that can unlock your potential. We go to extremes to find the shortcut, the cheat code, the single variable that will instantly improve our results because we hate the grind. We don't want to put in the work. We don't want to suffer. We don't want to be average. We want to be extraordinary. And we want it now. But here's the harsh reality. Life doesn't work like that. Extraordinary results are not born out of a desire for the extraordinary. They're born out of an obsession with the ordinary. The secret to success is boring. It is unglamorous. It is tedious. It is so boring that 99% of people will pass it by without ever noticing. The truth is, excellence is not an accident. It is a formula. And the most powerful formula for success, the one that guarantees a breakthrough, is simply this. Consistency turns average into excellent. When you hear that, what does it sound like? Does it sound like a revelation, or does it sound like a letdown? Because here's the thing. We love the idea of brilliance. We love the idea of genius. We love the idea of extraordinary talent. Why? Because brilliance is easy. To admire. Brilliance is safe. You see, when someone is brilliant, you're not required to do anything. You can just stand back and say, wow, that was amazing. But consistency is a whole other matter. Because when someone is consistent, it forces you to confront your own mediocrity. It confronts you with your own weaknesses and shortcomings. It reminds you of the fact that you could choose to be excellent too. You could choose to do the work, to put in the reps, to endure the boredom, to suffer the mild discomfort of doing something difficult day after day after day. But you don't. Instead, you sit there admiring the excellence of others while you continue to live your average life. Now, here's the deal. We all have different levels of talent. We all have different starting points. But excellence isn't about where you start. It's about how far you go. Talent will give you a great start, but it will abandon you the moment the work gets difficult. Motivation will give you a single hour of brilliance, but it will fade the moment the day gets long. But consistency is the non-negotiable choice you make to show up every single day. It is the steady, unglamorous, and often boring commitment to the process long after the passion has faded. So let me ask you this. What kind of person do you want to be? Do you want to be the person who is full of excuses and reasons and justifications for why they can't do the work? Or do you want to be the type of person who just shows up and does the work regardless? If you want to achieve excellence, if you want to break through, if you want to succeed, then you must embrace consistency. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for inspiration. Just do the work. A lot of people are intimidated by the idea of being consistent. They think it requires some extraordinary level of discipline or willpower. But that's not true at all. The key to consistency is to keep your expectations low. Don't expect yourself to be brilliant every single day. Don't expect yourself to be motivated every single day. All you have to do is show up. All you have to do is put in the minimum viable effort. Maybe you won't be motivated to write today, but open the blank document anyway. Maybe you won't feel like going for a run today, but get out of bed and put on your running shoes anyway. Because once you've made the decision to be consistent, it's no longer about motivation. It's about discipline. It's about doing what you said you would do, regardless of how you feel. You know, they say that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. But I think insanity is also expecting yourself to be consistent without holding yourself accountable to your own standards. True consistency is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about moving forward, however slowly, even if you fail, even if you fall behind, even if you make mistakes. Dust yourself off and keep going. The only thing that matters is that you don't quit. Listen, excellence is not achieved in a single moment of extraordinary effort. It is the compound interest of 1,000 small, ordinary efforts repeated over and over. Every day that you choose to do the work, to read the one extra page, to make the one extra call, to do the one extra repetition, you are making a tiny deposit into your bank account of excellence. In the short term, these deposits look insignificant. But given time, given persistence, given unwavering consistency, they compound, they stack. And one day, you look up and realize that the gap between where you started, average, and where you are, excellent, is a bridge built entirely by your daily routine. The person who makes it isn't the one who had the biggest plan. They are the one who had the smallest daily commitment and never broke it. They knew that the quality of their work wasn't measured by their best day, but by their worst day. They refused to have a 0 day. They understood that it is easier to maintain momentum than it is to restart it. So, how do you get from average to excellent? Simple. Decide to put in the work every single day. Decide to be consistent. Decide to build your excellence one brick at a time. Now, this might sound boring, it might sound tedious, it might sound incredibly dull, but here's the secret truth about excellence. It is only boring in the sense that you don't want to admit that you can attain it. You don't want to admit that you are capable of such a humdrum, mundane, monotonous existence. Excellence is boring because it forces you to be honest with yourself. It forces you to confront the harsh reality that there are no shortcuts, no hacks, no cheat codes, no silver bullets. It is the honest, brutal reality of showing up every single day and doing the work. Here's the deal. When you decide to embrace consistency, when you decide to put in the reps, when you decide to suffer the boredom of doing the work, you transform excellence from a dream into a formula. And once you understand that excellence is a formula, it becomes self-evident. It becomes obvious that the path to excellence is not the path less traveled. It is the path that is well-traveled, trodden, beaten, worn, the path that has been walked by countless others before you. So stop looking for the silver lining, stop seeking the extraordinary, stop waiting for the miracle, and start doing the work. Do you know what happens when you stop waiting for miracles? Miracles stop happening. And here's another secret. Excellence is not the end game. Excellence is simply a new standard of normality. When you become excellent at something, your goal shouldn't be to rest on your laurels. Your goal should be to become excellent at something else. Because here's the truth. We are all works in progress. None of us have arrived. None of us have reached our final form. None of us have achieved ultimate success. This is just a brief interlude. This is just a moment in the journey. So don't be satisfied with excellence. Strive for greatness. Strive to become the best version of yourself. Strive to push the boundaries of human potential. Strive to leave your mark on the world. Strive to be the person you were meant to be. And remember, it's not about the destination. It's about the journey. It's about the growth. It's about the progress. Because here's the deal. As long as you keep moving forward, as long as you keep putting in the work, as long as you keep striving to be better, you will always be excellent. Thank you for watching.